Hi everyone, it's Roger and Abe here from DisKingdom.com with another episode of our DisKingdom podcast. And on this show, we're going to be discussing our favorite Disney Christmas movie. It is the season, it's the time of the year that we all get to sit down, tend to be and watch these kind of movies over and over again. And so I just thought we'd just have a quick discussion about some of our favorite sort of Disney Christmas movies. So Abe, I'm going to throw this one straight over. What was your initial thought when I mentioned this to you the other day about this idea?
My favorite Christmas, sorry, let's pick it. Definitely Mickey's Christmas Carol. It's one of my all-time favorite Disney Christmas movies. Just basically retelling of A Christmas Carol through the eyes of Scrooge and Mickey Mouse, and you have like the giant in there. You have a Goofy, Donald, all the big characters. You even have some characters from Mr. Toad's or Ichabod the Toad, or whatever. It's just it's a classic. It's not only a great story, but you have Uncle Scrooge, who's usually money crazy, and he just fits the part perfectly. And his name is Uncle Scrooge, obviously. No, it's just great. It's definitely a cool animated picture. Since I was a little kid, I enjoyed it and love it to this day. I always feel bad for little Timmy, Tiny Tim. But no, yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites.
I'm trying to think. I probably saw it when I was a kid, but I don't remember it being on TV too much over here in the UK. I think the thing is, there's so many of the Christmas Carol ones. I'm going to be honest, Scrooged is my favorite version of it, but that's not a Disney version. But I did love the
this does have Scrooge on it, but anyways, whatever.
I did like the recent version that Disney did with Jim Carrey, the animated version. I thought that was a really very well done Christmas movie, and I quite happily watched through that one again. Most Christmases, I think, ever since that movie's come out, I've watched that one. So that is definitely kind of one that I do tend to watch. I know there's the Muppet version as well. I think there's this thing that story's done so many different times. Everyone kind of maybe watches different versions of them. So
they have their own spin.
Yeah, so for me, I always loved Scrooge version, but I do love the Jim Carrey version. It looks beautiful. I love the way Jim Carrey. It feels like it's Jim Carrey. They've caught his mannerisms, the way he looks. It's just done very, very well. It looks beautiful. And I still think it's good. But my favorite movie is the Santa Claus.
I was going to say that. My next thing.
It's
wow. Oh my God. You guys saw it here first. Roger was hyperventilating straight on camera.
It's just, Tim Allen in that. I always loved the Home Improvement, but that Santa Claus to me is a great kind of twist on having a Santa movie, but it was a modern movie when it came out. It still feels very, very relevant now. I'm not so keen on the sequels, and be honest, they don't hold up to that initial one.
They're okay. Yeah.
The Jack Frost one, I definitely don't like that
Jack
one.
Frost one was, yeah.
No. But the first one, I will, if it's on TV over Christmas or whenever it's on, I will end up watching it again. I can guarantee it. It's always good. I love that kind of thing of he doesn't believe, and then he kind of gradually falls into that concept of believing it and becoming Santa. And I just thought it was it's a different story. It's not the same story that we keep seeing over and over again with the different ones. So the Santa Claus is probably my favorite Disney movie that I probably have to watch most years. I must admit, I try to skip a movie every year. Because my wife will sit down and watch the same movie year after year, and she's like, "Oh, it's Christmas, we've got to watch this." I personally like to take a year off and mix them up a little bit because I get a little bit. But yeah, I know a lot of people they ritualize over watching these movies.
Yeah, that's why we're celebrating Happy Force Awakens this year.
So. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been trying to I still keep trying to convince people that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but it doesn't seem to work. But it's a very different audience.
Die Hard is totally a Christmas movie. I don't know what people are saying. Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie.
But as you said, I think the Force Awakens is definitely going to be our Christmas movie this year. But that's a very different story.
It's definitely this is the ritual movie this year.
Yeah. What other kind of Christmas movies that jump to your mind from sort of the Disney side of things?
They've had smaller little films that had to do with Christmas, like the little what is it? Is it the Little Drummer Boy that they did? I'm trying to remember. It was no. You know what? He had a little donkey for sale. What was it called? The Small One. It was called The Small One. That was a good one. And then I always think about like little like shorts, like Silly Symphonies, or either old cartoons, like Pluto had like Pluto's Christmas Tree, where you have Chip and Dale in there, and because they chopped down the tree and it happens to be where Chip and Dale are living. But as far as Christmas movies go, I mean, Mickey's Christmas Carol, and obviously, like you just said, Santa Claus. They've been definitely my top Disney ones. I can't really think of any others that I really enjoy.
No, I'm just looking through here on the list. There's a lot of kind of like animated shorts, like Twice Upon a Christmas, Once Upon a Christmas, Magical Christmas, I'll Be Home for Christmas. I think there's been so many over the years. But yeah, like I said, I think definitely kind of
Die Hard, yeah.
Die Hard. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of the puppies ones and Santa ones, but there's
God, no.
Santa buddies. Yes, yeah, no, they're not for me. I think that there is just so much kind of...
They're overplayed. They're way overplayed.
There's just so many bits and pieces come through. But I'm going to be honest, I think we're probably going to end up sitting through Frozen again, because it's snow and it's Christmassy. It doesn't got anything in relation to Christmas, but it's snow, and that's what you associate with Christmas.
The new Toy Story Christmas short, which is something the something time lost or whatever it was called. It was interesting. It wasn't like the best, but it was also another good. The Season that Time Forgot or something like that. But anyways, it was okay.
What also for me is Christmas Day. Usually, especially the last few years, I'm usually at my in-laws, and every afternoon on Christmas Day, the BBC usually have a premiere of the latest Disney or Pixar movie, and that usually is the movie that we end up watching on Christmas Day. So Disney movies are always usually on Christmas Day, and they're on in the background, and you're watching it. So Disney movies have always been a part of, even I think even as a kid. Christmas movies always were on in the background. The latest movies were always on the BBC at Christmas Day, and I think that's always kind of been the constant thing for me. And for Christmas Day, is definitely there's always been a Disney movie on, regardless of what it is.
Yeah,
and it looks like this year we're going to have Brave, so that's what I'm going to be watching this Christmas Day. Is going to be Brave is on BBC One on Christmas Day, so that's going to be my Christmas movie this year.
I'll be watching Force Awakens again.
Mm-hmm. And also looks like Wreck-It Ralph, Oz the Great and Powerful, Tinkerbell, and Iron Man 3, which is technically there is a Christmas scene in Iron Man 3.
That's also a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
just so you guys know.
Yeah, so that does that count? But no, there's lots and lots of different Christmas movies coming up. It's so hard, I think, because there's so many ones from different. Everyone has the, I mean.
I just had
an epiphany.
The two holiday specials that they did, Prep and Landing.
Awesome.
Those were great. When they put them together on Blu-ray, I bought them because they were so good. Mm-hmm. That's definitely another one I wouldn't mind watching as well.
The thing is with that here in the UK is they ended up getting put on like E4 at 7:00 in the morning. They never seem to get that kind of prime time evening kind of afternoon kids thing. I think again generational differences of what movies kind of kick in, of what movies because for me it's like things like Elf and the Grinch are the two ones that aren't Disney, but they are must-sees. So there's always this kind of thing. There's so many different movies that come on at this time of the year and different shorts, but Prep and Landing are two of my most recent favorite animated shorts. I love watching them. But we've got a few of those kind of like Christmas DVDs with like the animated shorts from Mickey. My wife loves watching them. She always puts them on around Christmas time as well. I think it's just that time, we're home a lot more and you want to catch up, and it's fine. You can watch Christmas movies on these days.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is a season, there's, like you said, your wife has this little tradition where she watches the same movie every year. Well, that's kind of happens in a lot of households, and Christmas movies are a tradition. I mean, this is the only time you really find if there's a Christmas movie that you like to watch year round and you don't own it, this is the time to buy it, because once Christmas is gone, you're not going to find them for the whole year. It's so crazy.
And they keep the price up.
Oh yeah, yes they do.
Yeah. See, I always try and convince my wife that Star Wars was a Christmas movie because Star Wars was always on TV as a kid around Christmas time. It's a Christmas movie. She goes, "That's not a Christmas movie." It's like, well, I remember every year watching it. Does that count?
Well, they had a Christmas special, and I don't think that counts as anything either. It's not a movie, but
it's always funny because I think it's what you associate to Christmas necessarily doesn't have to be, some of the really bad TV movies that are just Christmas based. I'd rather sit through a decent movie but I must admit, I like to have Christmases off between movies. It's like Elf. I love Elf, but I could quite happily watch it every other year, but my wife has to watch it Christmas Eve, year in, year out.
Oh, if we're talking about non-Disney movies, I was going to say Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger and what's his name? And what's his name?
Sinbad.
Thank you, Sinbad. and one movie that's definitely not a Disney movie that I also enjoy is Bad Santa. So those are great Christmas movies too.
Yeah, Scrooge and the Grinch are mine. So I don't know what that says about me generally.
Oh, it makes so much sense now. No,
it does. It does kind of make sense. It's just a shame they ruined the ending, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Scrooge always gives it at the end. Why? He just should go back and go back to work.
They should make an alternate version where there is no happy ending.
Yeah, no, I don't. It was just a bad nightmare. Back to work. But we'd love to know your thoughts on your favorite Disney Christmas movie. Let us know in the comments below what you love, what you don't love, and we'll get in. Surely it's great just to hear everyone as we get closer to the holiday season. Big thank you to Ethan at sortaapps.com and Magic Band Collectors for being a patron this month and being our supporter. I really appreciate that. You can check us out on Twitter and Facebook, and if you are listening to us on iTunes or through Stitcher or on RSS, and remember you can subscribe to keep up with our latest episodes and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. May the Christmas be with you.
Yeah, happy Force Awakens, everybody.
Happy Force Awakens, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Force Awakens.